Hi guys, welcome to LeaseOps. Today we're going to be looking at probably the most important thing in the commercial leasing process, and that's defining your project strategy. Out of all the brokers that we've talked to from the top firms, they've all talked about how their clients continually have problems with business and headcount projections. The last thing you want to do is end up leasing a new space and have seats that are unoccupied that increases your vacancy rate. It's just a problem you don't want to have. And to solve that, you want to spend more time in the beginning of the project looking at the right type of location and the number of employees you're looking to hire over the next couple years. So getting started, the first thing you're going to do is look at your business strategy and your financial forecast. Both of these items should be aligned with your real estate strategy so you keep on track. After that, do a quick checklist of your current facilities. What do you like and dislike, and keep a list in case you end up renewing so the landlord knows what to improve. After that, you're going to look at the type of space you're looking for. Whether you're trying to be more conservative or innovative is always helpful when you start looking at properties. And last, how long should the term be? You should have a general idea of what type of term you're looking for depending on your headcount requirements. The last thing you want to do is end up with a high seat count vacancy rate, which means that seats are not being used over the course of the lease. Next up is going to be location, and this all has to do about what type of markets you're looking in and why do you want to be there. If you have a backup location in mind, that's helpful. Also, if you have an ideal location, keep this in mind when you start viewing properties. It's always a great tip. Next, you're going to want to be able to define your geographical parameters by zip code, or creating a clear map will be very helpful when you go on to do your long list. If you're working with an online search engine or a commercial broker, they'll be able to enter that information in and give you a quick checklist of what's in the market today or what might be available down the road, so you can start eliminating options and getting an idea of what your next lease would look like. Okay, so the third section is all about your headcount and your seat count requirements for the office. To start, look at your current location today and how you utilize your space. Next, you want to think about your hiring projections over the next lease term, 3 to 5 to 10 years, on who you'd be looking to hire and how many seats you need them to sit in every day. If you have any special instructions, definitely keep them in mind for your teams here, such as telecommuting, work from home, or contractors. Once you've clearly defined your headcount requirements over the next couple years, you'll be able to break out how much space each seat requires, in addition to working out special amenities such as kitchens, conference rooms, meeting centers, reception areas, and vice versa, any extra space that you'll need to increase the office size. By then, you'll be able to define a clear requirement of your headcount projections and how much space you'll be looking for. Okay, so the next section is budgeting, and we've seen this trend been developing in a number of innovative companies that do better financial forecasting. At LeaseOps, we're all about data and better analytics, so this is something we'd like to see more often because I think it helps people plan more accurately and they're able to track estimates as they develop. Being able to draft a quick financial budget is broken down into a quick couple factors. The first is your RSF range. Once you have that, you can look at your cost per square foot and what market and term you're looking at. Throw in a couple numbers for high-level construction and design, and you should be able to put together a total cost of the project. From there, you can break out your annual, seat, and target RSF costs in addition to anything else you'd be looking to do for the space. Finally, the last thing we want to do is sum up a couple recent trends we see developing in the real estate sector that are influencing the way people change their strategy. And that is, with new technologies, as well with the emergence with millennials as becoming a large percentage of the workforce, the future workplace will look vastly different than the one we're used to and the one that we sit in. At the same time, a culture of sharing, transparency, and mobility is entering the business world as technology barriers are lowered and changing the way we work and how we interact with our colleagues. This change is mostly being driven by IT, which can be described as the introduction by the automation and redesign for most companies and the processes they use today. company's ability to learn quickly and adapt to the new business world is becoming a huge competitive advantage. The last thing people want to look at is real estate as this slow juggernaut to the long-term pace of a quick changing business world. That's why more people are really adding in those early termination or renewal clauses. That way they can adapt quickly with the environment and change rapidly if needed. That about sums up our project strategy overview. Next up, we're going to be looking at the market research and analysis phase. So definitely check that out on the next step in the commercial leasing process. We hope this checklist has helped you out. We're going to be providing the link below to follow along. And if you have any questions or concerns, comments, or haikus, just send us a quick note and we'll be looking forward to your comments. Thanks for watching and happy leasing.